Welcome to Shom Machshava on the Daf. This is a special shir, Hagdama, to Perek Chelek in Masechet Sanhedrin. Entering this very unique Perek Chelek in Masechet Sanhedrin, there's a few questions that come about. Question number one, that Rishonim already pointed out, is why is Perek Chelek over here in Masechet Sanhedrin? Perek Chelek speaks about Kol Yisrael Yesh Lehem Chelek Lo'olam Haba. Who has Chelek Lo'olam Haba? Who, based on the Mishnah, does not have Chelek Lo'olam Haba. And the Gemara is going to go in through inyanim that have to do with Olam Haba, with Yemois Mashiach, with Katzav Tchias HaMeisim. And we have here a concentration of Agadata, of over 20 blat of Agata, something that we don't have in any other place of Shas. Why is it here? Why is it in this location? Why is it coming here in the end of Masechet Sanhedrin? What's Pshat? The Rishonim Rashi already addresses that we're mentioning Arba Mitzvahs Beis Din, people that die by Mitzvahs Beis Din. So now the next part is who gets Olam Haba. But we need to have a little more of an understanding of why we need to have such an expansion on this topic, and why it belongs to this Masechta, why it belongs to Masechet Sanhedrin. In general, the fact that we have so much Agata is something which is me'oirer, a shaila as well. Because as we learned, we spoke about the Agatas of Rabbi Barchanan and Bo Basra. The Vilna Gaon explains to us that in general, Agata is covering the soidis, the secrets of Torah. Secrets of Torah are covered in Agata. And because secrets of Torah are meant to be secrets, so they are very seldom, you don't see them a lot throughout Shas. There's only a little bit here and there, Agata. And it's mentioned many times in ways that we don't really understand what the Agata is saying. So having such a shefa of Agata coming all in one shot, and many of it in ways that can be understood, is something that is questionable, trying to understand what's shot that there's so much Agata in one shot over here in Masechet Sanhedrin. So let's be misboinin a little bit. We'll start with the following. The Seder that we are oisik in is Seder Nezikin. Seder Nezikin starts with a Masechta called Maseches Nezikin. We don't have the Maseches Nezikin anymore because Maseches Nezikin is split into three. Bava Kamo, Bava Mitzio, Bava Basra. The first gate, the second gate, the third gate is basically a division of one Masechta into three parts, Bava Kamo, Mitzio, and Bava Basra. As we learned, as we mentioned throughout the three Bavas, and that's so we had a whole shir about it in the end of Maseches Bava Basra. Chazal and Sefer HaZohar tell us a soid, a secret, a oimik regarding the three Bavas that we have, and that they are the division of Maseches Nezikin. Chazal tell us that Bava Kamo, Bava Mitzio, Bava Basra, Bava, base Aleph, is Rosh Tevos of Bereshis Bara Elokim, the first three words of the Torah. That's Ramuz and Bava. That's a Chazal say in Sefer HaZohar. What is Oimik Ha'inyan? So we brought down the name of Sfarim that the pshat is like this. This world, the world that Adam is living in, is a world that has a lot of koiches ra in this world. There's a lot of bad. There's the Satan, the Sitrachro, the koiches ra, the nisyonis of Adam. Hakadosh Baruch Hu put Adam in this world, a world full of challenges, full of things that need to be fixed, full of broken kalim, as the Mekubalim call it. Why? Because that's what the tafkid of the Adam is. The Adam is to come to a world which is not fixed, which is not mesukan, and bring it to its shleimus. This is the avodah of this world. This world is taking a world that has problems in it and fixing it. Problems are called in Lashon Chazal also nezikin. Nezikin means there's a hezek, there's something broken, there's something incomplete, there's something which is not right. When you have a Masechta Nezikin, that Masechta is referencing the world with its problems, the world that needs tikkun, the world that needs an Adam to come and fix it. As we brought in the Shir, the end of Maseches Bava Basra, the Sefer Smichas Chachomim, Sefer that was written about 300 years ago on the Kesher, the Shaykas between the Masechtas, and so brings, there's other Shirim that brings the Sefer Divrei Torah, Munkach speaks about it, and others. The Masechet Nezikin is split into three because the world, Olam Hazeh, is split into three. As we're going to see, Be'ez Hashem, in this Perek Chelek, the Gemara tells us, Shit Alfei Shni Kaim Alma. The world exists for 6,000 years. And it's divided into three. Trei Alofim, 2,000 is Toyu, Trei Alofim Toyu, Trei Alofim Yemois HaMashiach. So, as we mentioned, I could go into it right now, that's Bo Bakamo, Bo Metzia, Bo Baso, that's a division of the Trei Alofim, Trei Alofim, Trei Alofim, and together this brings you to the idea of Olam Hazeh. Nezikin is Olam Hazeh. Because Olam Hazeh is a place which has Nezikin in it, has issues, has things that need to be fixed, has things that need to be corrected. And that's Olam Hazeh, and that's the three Bavas. That's why the Bavas, Bereshis Bar Elokim. Bereshis Bar Elokim refers to the Bria of this world. Well, Kalma Mitzia Ba'abasa represent the Olam Hazeh with its challenges and divided into three the same way the Olam is divided into three. Now, once we go through this world with its challenges and the three Bavas, what comes right after? What comes after this world? I might say it's Rabbeinu Bechaye. The Gavaldik Rabbeinu Bechaye in Pashas Mishpatim. He brings that the Seder that we have in Chumash Shmois, it starts with Am Yisrael going out Mitzrayim, then receiving the Torah, and then we get to Pashas Mishpatim. Says Rabbeinu Bechaye, that will be the order that will be L'Asid Lovei. It's exactly what's going to be when L'Asid. We're going to come out of Mitzrayim, which means we're going to come out of Midbar Ha'amim, we come out of Golus. We're going to receive Torah because Mashiach will come and give us a new Torah. And Mala, it's there as Hashem. And then we're going to get to Mishpatim. What's Mishpatim? So Rabbeinu Bechaye, Mishpatim is remez to the Din Hagadol that we're going to have L'Asid Lovei. In order to get to the Olam Haba, there will be a Din. There will be a judgment. And the Mishpatim refers to the judgment. The Pasha Mishpatim is a remez for the Din Agadol that will be L'Asid Lovei, the Din to come into the world to come. That's a Mishpatim, Mishpatim Loshen Mishpat. Now, without going too much into it right now, but if you just been dying into it, Mishpatim, Pasha Mishpatim doesn't speak about Dinim, about Botei Mishpat. It speaks about Nezikin. Most of Pasha Mishpatim is Nezikin. But Rabbeinu Bechaye is telling us that there's a remez that we're dealing with Nezikin, which is what the world needs to be fixed. That's what Adam came to the world to do, to fix the Nezikin, the problems in this world. And that's what he's going to be judged on. The judgment of Adam is, you're coming at the end of the world. Did you accomplish what you were supposed to accomplish? Did you fix the Mishpatim that were given to you in this world? Did you take the Nezikin and fix them? Or you didn't? The next stage of what happens after the Nezikin is the Mishpat, is the judgment, is the Yom Hadin Agadol, to see, did you fulfill your tachlis? And near Eloimar, that this is the pshat, the Maseches Sanhedrin, comes after the Bavas. The Bobakamu would see Bo Basra as the three Bavas. As based on Chazal, based on the Sfarim HaKadoshim, as we mentioned before, that's the challenges of Olam Hazeh. Olam Hazeh, which is split into three. What comes right after? Right after comes the Din. And the Din is Nimshal, is Meruma's Sanhedrin. The Seder is, you have Maseches Nezikin, which is the avodah of this world, the challenges of this world, and then comes Sanhedrin. Sanhedrin is the Mishpatim, is the judgment, is how did a person accomplish what he's supposed to do in this world. So Boy Mikadavar, he's boiling in that, according to this, comes over Nifla Moed. Masechet Sanhedrin B'chulalus is the Mishpatim, but it's the Mishpatim that we have in this world, right? It's the Beis Din and Sanhedrin, what they do, Sanhedrin, the Mrs. Beis Din, the Eidim, Everything that has to do with the Sanhedrin in this world. But eventually, we come to the end of the Masechta. Many of the Rishonim agree that Perek Chelek is the last Perek of the Maseches, even though there's argued source that say maybe it's not the last Perek. But we come in Masechta Sanhedrin to Perek Chelek. What is Chelek? Who has Chelek l'olam haba? The actual Din HaGadol. Meaning the Sanhedrin that we spoke till now, that's the Din HaKaton, so to speak, the Din that we have in this world. But the ultimate Din is the Din coming lost in lovely. That's Perek Chelek. That's why Perek Chelek belongs to Masechet Sanhedrin. Because we're talking about Mishpatim. And it's not just a coincidence to talk about Mishpatim. Talk about Mishpatim because that's the order after you do Nizikin, you talk about Mishpatim, how a person was able to challenge himself in this world. And what's the ultimate Mishpatim? What's the tachlis? Is the Din HaGadol lost in lovely. So we get the Perek Chelek, which speaks about the Din HaGadol, who has Chelek l'olam haba, who does not have Chelek l'olam haba, and everything that's associated with that. And Mimele, that's the pshat, that this is all a Gadata. Because we're not talking about this world. This world was the whole first part of Masechet Sanhedrin until now. We're speaking about this world, the Dinim, HaMesurim LeBeis Din, in this world. But now we're going to the next stage. We're going to something which belongs to lost and lovely. And we're coming to something which has to belong to lost and lovely. It's not something which is part of the Hilchasa. Of the Hilchasa is always what's called Bifi Chazal, the Levushim, how things are mizgal in this world. Talking about things which are deep, as the Vilna Gaon that we mentioned, that are hiding in them things that are deep. This is this Perek. The Perek of the Sanhedrin, of the Mishpatim, that belong to the Din HaGadol. This is actually discussing the Din HaGadol. That's what this Perek is all about. Perek Chelek is the pticha, the opening that we have of Sanhedrin, which is going to come eventually, the ultimate Sanhedrin, the Din HaGadol that comes last in love. And that's what Perek Chelek is Isaac. Means a nifla me'oid, why it belongs over here, and why it's basically almost kulo yagadato, because we're talking about the asid lavoi ma'alach. This is this Perek which comes after Nezikin, after the Shit Alfei Shni. We come into that, the time of Din HaGadol, the judgment to come to Olam Haba. And just one other nekuda to know as we go into Perek Chelek. This is very important. It's important as we go through it. And many of the details of what we're going to talk about, or what we're going to mention now, we're going to discuss Be'ezer Hashem as we go through the Perek. But something to keep in mind. And a good way to know it or remember it is to remember what we say every Shabbos morning. We mention in Birkas Yetzirah, depends if it's Nusach Ashkenaz or Nusach Sfarad, you say, Ein aroich lecho, ein kerkecho. But what do we say? Ein aroich lecho Hashem Elokeinu b'olam hazeh. Ve'en zulascho Elokeinu l'chayei olam haba. Efes bildecho limois HaMashiach, v'doy meloch l'schias HaMesim. We're mentioning over here 4 times, 4 zmanim, 4 eras that we have in our life, in the life of Am Yisrael. And this is the basis of what we need to know for this Perek. There's Olam Hazeh. Olam Hazeh is what we discuss usually, and what we refer to in Ezekiel, and what we spoke to in Sanhedrin until now. That's Olam Hazeh. But then we have 3 other times. And Shabbos, when we mention, we don't go exactly in order. Because according to the consensus of the Rishonim and the Kabbalim, and what we know now that we have the Gilui of Kabbalah more and more throughout the generations, through the Zohar and Mizgale and the Arizal and Talmid Arizal, so we have a consensus that's accepted. Although as we're going through Perek Chelek, we're going to learn the different Shittas Rishonim that argue on these Nekudas. But in general, what is agreed is that Olam Hazeh is this world. As we get to the end of Olam Hazeh, starts Yemois HaMashiach. Mashiach will come to this world. We're going to see Be'ezer Hashem in Perek Chelek, the Machlekes, is Yemois HaMashiach very different than Olam Hazeh? Or is it not very different than Olam Hazeh? Ein bein Yemois HaMashiach Olam Hazeh? Is there a big chiluk or not? We will see. It's a Machlekes. And what comes out, and it's Mevusas and the Rambam, and many of the Mekubalim, is that really there's both. Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim Chaim. There's a part of Yemois HaMashiach, or certain people in Yemois HaMashiach, that's really not very different than Olam Hazeh. And then there's another part of Yemois HaMashiach, when it becomes So Moisei Mashiach itself is things are changing or they're moving, and we're going from Olam Hazeh to Time Mashiach with different parts of it as during the Time Mashiach. Then there's a period of Tchias HaMesim. Discussion when exactly Tchias HaMesim comes, as the Leshem is Marich when he explains it based on the Arizal. Tchias HaMesim is happening during the time of Moisei Mashiach, towards maybe the last part of Moisei Mashiach. You have your Mashiach coming, and then people are starting to come back to life. According to the Leshem, they're not coming in one shot, it's coming in stages, as Be'ez Hashem we'll get to later in the Perek. But Tchias HaMesim is the stage of Moisei Mashiach. Now you have Tchias HaMesim. Tchias HaMesim is people coming back to life. And after that, we come to Olam Habo, the next world. As we're going to see very soon, right away in the beginning of the Perek, the big machlokes of the Rambam against the Ramban and many others, how exactly are we going to be in Olam Habo? We are Olam Habo with our bodies or without the bodies? The Rambam seems to say that it's without the bodies, and we'll get to the Be'ez Hashem. But again, the consensus, the Ramban and most of the Rishonim and the Mekubalim agree that Olam Habo is with our guf. So when you have Tchias HaMesim, you come back to life. The Shama comes back and connects with the guf. That's when the guf, the newborn Adam, is ready to go to Olam Habo. So we have these different tkufas, and each one needs a little bit iyun. We know Olam Habo, lo yira ayin zu asecho. Nobody knows Olam Habo. That's only it only comes from what only Kadosh Baruch Hu knows how Olam Habo is going to look. But at least we have to know what we're preparing for. So we have Olam Hazeh. Moisei Mashiach who comes to the end of Olam Hazeh. Tchias HaMesim was coming, basically it's the next stage which is coming during time Moisei Mashiach, which leads us to ultimately to Olam Habo, to the world to come. And this is what we start with. Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelek l'Olam Habo. We'll conclude this shir with the big yesod which we can be marichin. That the lesson learns, Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelek l'Olam Habo, all Am Yisrael is destined to go to Olam Habo. There's just two different ways to get there. One can do Torah and mitzvahs and reach Olam Habo, and one can chas v'shalom do averis, get punished, and reach Olam Habo. But Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelek l'Olam Habo. We'll address it. What about all the chutzes that we have, all the exceptions? What about that? But in general, Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelek l'Olam Habo because they belong to Olam Habo. They were born to be in Olam Habo. They just have to go through this world to earn their chelek in Olam Habo. So that's why Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelek l'Olam Habo. So we're getting here to the end of Masechet Sanhedrin, the Masechta of the Mishpatim, the Masechta of the judgment that has to do with the after going through Olam Hazeh. And the ultimate judgment is the judgment of Olam Habo, the judgment that will take us to get into Olam Habo at the end of Moisei Mashiach, when we're getting to Tchias HaMesim, that will lead us to Olam Habo. And that's what Perek Chelek is here. Perek Chelek is the Perek which is oisik with the osid lovely beikar. Moisei Mashiach, Tchias HaMesim, and Olam Habo. And Be'ez Hashem invite everyone to this journey of learning together as much as we can the Agaditas of Perek Chelek with understanding, with iyun, to going through Divrei Rabbeinu Be'ez Hashem. And once again, just to end, anybody who wants to sponsor this Perek is available for sponsorship. Please reach out if there's any interest. Be'ez Hashem, we should oilu mis'ale and have the siyata dishmaya to have a real tfisa in Perek Chelek. Kol tov.